Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel once again. I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit, but I am back, and I thought that today's video would be a great idea to do a how you can get hired at Sephora. So I will tell you everything about my experience, how I got hired, and maybe that can help you if that's what you're aspiring to do. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my experience when I got hired at Sephora about 5 years ago. So I was thinking a lot.
Ooh, my eyelash is coming off. Alright, don't pay attention to that, girl. We gotta get into this video.
So I was thinking a lot about what I was gonna say in this video, and I thought about it, and I was like, why would someone want to watch this video? So my story is a little different than everyone else's, and I think that a lot of people can benefit from my video just because I am your average girl. I'm not someone who's like, you know, like a popular girl on Instagram, on YouTube. I don't have a bunch of followers both on Instagram or YouTube. So I think that it would be my story is unique in terms of everyone else's story, so I think that that would be something that you guys would be interested in knowing. Back in the day when I started working at Sephora, I was 21 years old, I believe, and I had you know, I'm just your average Mexican girl who aspired to be a makeup artist, who wanted to be in the makeup world, who loved watching YouTube videos, loved looking at everything makeup related. And I thought that it would be a great idea to do something that I love, to work in a place where I loved. So I decided to take a chance in doing it. Put my resume together because at that time my resume was a little messed up. It was like the one that I had done for school or something like that, yeah, in school. And I was like, you know, I have to get my resume ready. I have to make it look good. And let me tell you that the reason why my story is very unique is because I used to work, after I graduated from school, I didn't go to college. So I started working directly at a deli. All right, I gotta fix my lash because this is gonna kill. Okay, I'm back. I fixed my wonky lash because it was like all over the place. So yes, I started working at a deli, and from one deli I went to another one, and then into another one, and I was just a cashier. You know, I was making coffee, making espressos, making Americanos. So basically that's all I did. That was basically my experience. Like, even when I was in high school, I worked for a little bit at a deli as a cashier. So in my resume it looked like I was just your cashier, right? And so I went straight into the Columbus Circle in 59th Street, the Sephora inside the Time Warner building. And I did my makeup all pretty because just like you watching this video, what I did was I Googled and I YouTube how to get hired at Sephora. And so what they suggested was, you know, make sure that when you go and ask for the application or you give your application, your makeup is done beautifully, you look presentable, you're dressed in black and white. It took me like literally like 2.5 hours to get ready just to go and pick up an application because, you know, first impressions are everything, so you want to make sure that you look your best when you go. I will never forget this. When I go over there, I'm like, oh, can I talk to one of the girls, and I'm like, can I speak to your manager, please? And so the manager comes, and I'm not gonna say his name. I remember exactly who it was. I think if he were to be watching this video, I know who he would know who he is. And I was like, hi, I'm interested in applying for Sephora. Where can I get an application? And so he was very, very nice. He's always been very nice from the very beginning, very respectful, a very like hardworking man. And he was like, just give me a second, I'm gonna go and print out some applications because we don't have any. And back in the day, it wasn't an online application, it was like a handwritten application. So he gave it to me and he's like, you know, best of luck, hope to see you here soon. And I left, right? And so the next time I filled it out, I don't remember how long it took me to take it back to the store. So I went back, I dropped off my application. I did the exact same thing. I spoke to a girl, told her, can I speak to your manager, please? And so happens to be that the manager that was on duty at that hour was the store director of that location. So it was very like, I was just very lucky to say the least. And so I go there again, all nice and dressed up with a little trousers or a little blazer that I was wearing. My makeup was like beautiful, my hair, everything. And I tell him, hi, I'm here to drop off my application. Here's my application, here's my resume. I'm interested in working at Sephora. And so he looks at it and he looks at me and this is all like slow motion, right, playing in my head. Like it was very fast, but it was like in my head it was like very slow motion, like kind of those things that you see in movies. And so he looks at the application and he looks at me, and then he's like, do you have time to come for an interview today? And I was like, yeah, of course. In my head I'm like, holy. So he tells me, the interview is gonna be at 3. It was 1 o'clock, and he's like, come back for an interview at 3. And so I'm like, yeah, of course, I'll be around the area. I'll be back. So I leave, and I'm killing some time. So we get to the point where we're all gonna be in the interview. So it was myself, it was this other girl, and this guy that we were gonna be in an interview. And the person that did our interview was she at that time was a color specialist, and the same guy, the same story director. And so we sit down there, we're sitting on little chairs in front of them, and they're asking us questions, right? And this is the part where it gets like very interesting, and it's one of the things that I will never forget ever. And I tell people, like people who want to apply, or people who have told me like, oh, how'd you do it or whatever, I'm like, you just like if you take a leap of faith, like a lot of great things can happen. So they start asking us all these questions like, why are you interested in working at Sephora? So you have to like definitely make sure that you know the reasons for why you want to work there. They also asked us, like, based on your resume, they ask you, so like for example, she told me, so how would you say that working as a cashier would help you and help us in our business? Like what can you bring to the table with us as an experience as a cashier? And so, I told her, working as a cashier not only helped me work with clients, but also how to like, form a relationship, because even though I was working at a deli, you see people every day, you see regular customers, and you start forming a relationship. And it gets to the point where you already know how she likes her coffee, you already know how he likes his coffee. So it's a relationship that you build, and I think that was one of the important things that something that I learned to do to bring to Sephora. And I think that's important to them, because at that time, well, at least what I learned, it was important to form relationships with our clients, because you make them feel welcome and you make them want to come back to the same location or to Sephora and not your competition. Another question that was very important to me that I didn't know that they were gonna ask me, but when she asked me, I really thought about it, and I still believe it 100% to this day. She said, where do you see yourself in 10 years? In 10 years or 5 years? One of those. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 years. And I told her, I see myself still being at Sephora. I see myself in a higher position, definitely. And I see myself helping people feel beautiful and helping people feel just the best that they can be. And that stuck to me a lot. And because I feel like makeup really has the power to make you feel amazing. It's not only just the foundation that you put on. It's not just the lipstick. It's not just eyeshadows. That whole saying that people say, like, red lipstick is like makes you feel just empowered. I truly believe that. I don't think that it's a mask that you're putting on. I believe that it's something that you're putting on that makes you feel amazing, that makes you feel beautiful, that lifts up instantly your mood. And so I truly believe that when I told her that. And I think she really liked my answer, because she was smiling. I want you to know because pretty much the guys that were interviewing with me, they're my competition. I'm trying to get hired as opposed to them getting hired, So my competition, or the people who were also interviewing with me, were people that had great experience. Like the guy, he he worked at another country. He was working for like some fashion organizations or something. He had experience. Like I'm telling you, he had great experience comparing to me. And then the girl worked at Bloomingdale's. So for myself, when I heard that, I was like, oh shoot, I have like no chance. Like this guy came from I don't know what country, and he has experience in the fashion industry, and the girl worked at Bloomingdale's. Going from Bloomingdale's to Sephora, that's like an instant like ticket winner to come in, right? But funny story is that a week later she calls me, and the lady calls me and she's like, you know, hi Maria, this is blank calling from Sephora Columbus Circle. I just wanted to let you know that we have accepted your application and you're gonna get paid X amount of money, whatever, and we would like to see you come in a week. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much, sure, I will see you there. And I hang up, right? And I tell my husband, I tell my mother-in-law, and I'm like, I'm excited. And so we were all happy. And then after I reflected, like, you don't reflect at the moment or even months later. I reflected this, like, I think about a year or maybe less after that. I was the only one that got hired from that group. Like, from those 2 other people, I was the only one that got hired. I got hired as a cashier. And it was just crazy to me because it's like, a lot of times we think that it's all about the experience, or that this resume looks better than this one. But in my situation, what helped me out a lot and what proved to me a lot was that it was my passion. It was the fact that I said, you know, this is what I believe makeup can do. This is what we're doing here. We're making people feel beautiful. They're not just here to buy an eyeshadow. They're not just here to buy a brush. They're here to lift up their mood. They're here to feel confident. They're here to feel beautiful. And so to me, that was validation that it's all about passion. It's what you bring, like what you bring in your heart to the company, rather than bringing experience. Because you can be, you know, you can have worked at Macy's or you can have worked there, but if you are not there, like, emotionally wise, I don't think that that's what they were looking at the moment. I don't know how it is now, but I definitely believe in everything, that it's all about passion. It's all about how you feel about things. And that's pretty much what an employer would look at and be like, you know, she's passionate about this. I think that's an important trait to have in the company. Basically, the moral of the story would be that, and this is also just a reminder for myself of where I am at the moment, where I stand career-wise. Just a validation, and just to let you know that anything is possible, like truly anything is possible, and that no matter what you strive for, it's always what you feel in your heart. It's always the passion that you put into it, the passion that you feel burning in your heart. Because I 100% believe that when I was working there for about the first, the 2 years that I worked, from the 3 years that I worked there, 2 years was like, that fire in me was burning. Like, that fire to learn something new, that fire to like elevate into a different position, that was always 100% in me. And I truly believe that speaks more than just words, or more than just a resume, more than the experience that you probably got at Bloomingdale's or whatever. So just letting you guys know that you can do it. Follow your heart. When you go in there to the interview, just pour out your heart and soul. And also know, very important, that if they tell you no at one location, go to the next one. And if they tell you no in that location, go to the next one. And it's not the end of the world. They tell you no. Anyone can do it, as long as you have that fire in you that burns. And that's validation to me that I can do anything that I believe in, and that I pour my heart and soul. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was unique, important, just your average girl. And I got hired at Sephora, and I worked there for 3 years. I no longer work there. That would be another story if you guys are interested in knowing about it. So why don't I show you some of the stuff that I got at the makeup show, because I didn't make a video. So I purchased this palette from the Crown brushes, and it's so pretty. Look at all those pretty colors. I got that palette for $10. I got a bunch of face masks from this brand that came from Mexico City. Woo! That, and I also got these other serums that also came from the same brand from Mexico City. These are pretty cool. I've been trying them a lot and I like them. I got of course this is a new Hydra Matte and Release moisturizer that's kind of works as a primer as well, so this is pretty cool. I got sunscreen, because you always need sunscreen. I got a new lippy, just a red lipstick, a brush from Sephora collection. This is a blending brush, lipstick from NYX, and I got an eye pencil from Crown Brushes. So just a few things. Some other things I already took it out, and I honestly can't remember what it is that I bought. So yeah, just wanted to show you just a couple things. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Bye.